Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an update for you for my Pandos eyeshadows. And I'm happy enough with how I've done, so let's take a look at it. Starting off with my green shade. This is the LA Colors quad in Enchanted, and in this one I'm working on the green shade right here, number 2 in the palette. I have used this 5 times over the last month. I finally managed to do it because I did not have another green in this project at the same time, plus a green in my Panda palette. This is the only green that I'm working on right now. So that's really exciting. 5 uses, 6 in total. I know I definitely have my ways to go on this one still, but I'm happy that I've been able to get a good few uses on it in the last month. The eyeshadow itself is okay. Like, it has a bit of a bluish undertone, which is not usually the type of green that I gravitate towards, but I'm fine with using it. I've used it on my lid most of the times now, but I think it could actually be quite nice in my crease as well, with some browns to like mix things up a little bit. So let's see, but 6 uses in total on this guy at the moment. Then we have in my Manly palettes the dark blue shade. Take out the little plastic. How do I show this to you guys properly? I'm working on the dark blue right here. Definitely starting to see a dip in this one. I have now used this one 15 times, right? Yep, 15 times in total. I don't know how deep these pans are exactly because I haven't hit pan on any of these yet, so we're gonna find out if it's gonna take me a long time still or not. I'm definitely like making a dent in that dome, and I'm underneath also I think the lowest part of the dome, so I'm hoping that maybe it will be close. We will see. I do like it okay. It's not really my type of eyeshadow. I'm not really a blue eyeshadow person usually, but it's always fun to play around with something new. It's not as deep as I would like it to be, and me saying that makes me realize that I need to make some swatches as well. So I'm gonna quickly switch that green shade so you can hopefully see that it's not as much a true green as it is like a green with a little bit of blue in it. But I guess that means that I have been able to combine that one with the blue in that big palette an okay amount as well. But it's not like a full-on dark blue. It's actually still fairly light. It's definitely not a light blue, but it's more like a blue, just not very light, not very dark. Which when I look at it in the palette, it seems darker because there is a lot of lighter shades around it as well, I guess. Anyway, use that one 15 times, no pan yet. Then I have my 88 palette right here, and in here I started working on the pinkish shade, like the really light pink right here. They're not all in here very nicely glued together, so I'm just gonna hold it up a little bit like this. I have used this one 5 times as well, mostly on my lid, a little bit like mixed in with most of the time actually that green as well. I have used it in my inner corner once as well, I think, but I do have a pigment that I'm working on for my inner corner, which is huge and taking forever, so I'm trying not to do that with this one. I'm trying to use this on my lid to brighten things up. I don't have a lot of like really light lid shades, so it's kind of nice to have something that I can use in that way. But 5 uses on that one. The pans in here are pretty small, so I have some hope that I will be able to hit pan on that one relatively quickly, but we will see. They're still domed, so I guess those type of products do tend to surprise us at times. Lastly, we've got my NYX palette right here in Strike A Pose, and then here I'm working on one shade as just like a random shade and one shade as my focus shade. So this is where I am with those. I'm working on both the brown and the purple, and I don't know if you can see it, but I have hit pan on the brown, which is really exciting. One more pan in here. I've got 4 pans in here now and an empty pan as well right here, so it's like working along nicely. And then like I have used this actually 5 more times to hit pan on it, so 15 times in total to hit pan, and then 1 more time just to make sure that that pan was showing a bit more properly than it just being like a tiny fleck. So yes, excited to be rolling something out. The purple I have used an additional 5 times as well, bring me to a total of 15. And I do think I'm getting close to that one as well. So that might be my focus shade for next month, because I always want to have one shade in here that I'm going to use as much as I can until I hit pan, or not hit pan, that's possible too. So yeah, I've used that one 15 times in total now, 5 times this time around, and I'm excited about that. Now I need to do some swatches still. I keep forgetting. The purple shade right here. It's a very colorful palette that I have at the moment. We've got the brown as well, of course, which I will swatch on my arm right here, just so you can see it like that. That's what that brownish shade looks like. It was a bit too similar to my Panda palette brown, so I'm happy that that one is rolling out, so I can like not divide my attention between those two. As much as I try to not have things too similar, when I swatch them next to each other I think, ah, they're different enough, but then on your eyes the difference is not that big at times, I guess. Let me also swatch that lightest pink shade without dropping anything here. The light pink shade is just a, yeah, light pink. You can definitely see it. It's not as much a highlight shade for me. I think it's a bit too shimmery for that, but in my inner corner or on my lid it is a really nice shade. So this is the palette that I have right now, and we're gonna roll something new in. So I'm gonna quickly get my laptop. So let's quickly talk some numbers first. I have currently 54 eyeshadows with pan because I hit the pan here, but I also hit pan in one of the shades in my Panda palette, which is really exciting. So I have 2 new pans, 52 in February, 54 now. I have 493 eyeshadows in total, so that means I have a pan percentage of 11% now. We're moving in the right direction again. I'm working on 6 eyeshadows already in other projects, so I cannot roll anything in there, and that brings me to a total of 433 shades that I can roll in. No blacks. Just that's the main thing, and nothing that's too similar to my Panda palette. Let me quickly say that before I start rolling. And then we're gonna end up with shade 196. Oh, my Dutch and my English are so messed up when it comes to numbers at this point. 196. 196. 196 is in the W7 in the Night palette, which is a new to me palette as well that I got from my sister. Mostly purple, so let's see what that is like. It's the first shade, so it might be a pretty like light shade as well. I'm gonna quickly grab that. Okay, so this is the In the Night palette from W7, and I rolled in the first shade. Let's see what that is. I hope it's not too similar to the light pink. It might be actually. Okay, I'm gonna definitely a lot more like white based and powdery. I'm gonna put it on the side here just in case. I don't think you can even probably see it on my hand. It's very close to my own skin shade. I have it right here. I'm thinking that is actually too close to this shade, and I'm already working on a light pink shade in my what is it, in like the Panner's Band project as well, that pigment. So okay, we're gonna roll something new. But as I've done before, I have rolled in this palette, so I do want to like keep working on this palette. So we're gonna roll another pan in here. I'm just trying to open it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 shades in here. One of them is a black, so that's definitely not gonna roll in. There is a gray in there as well that might be too close to my Panda palette shade. And there is a like proper purple in there that might be too close to the purple that we have here. But let's see if we can end up with something that is not too close in any way. Shade number 11, I think is the gray. Yeah, no, I think that one is too similar to something I'm already working on as well, because this is that shade right here on my middle finger, and I'm working on the dark gray already in my Panda palette. I'll quickly swatch it next to this as well. It's definitely more of a gunmetal type gray. I feel like it's darker than the one in my Panda palette, but again, it's too close. I would use it in a similar way. So let's try this again. Can we still see it? Shade number 9. That's something we can work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I actually do like this shade. I'm wondering whether this is too close to the red in my Panda palette, but I think I'm actually just gonna swatch it underneath. I think it's not. It's a very browny, reddish purple shade. It definitely is kind of like an aubergine burgundy thing as well, but this is a shimmery shade and the one in my Panda palette is a matte, so I do feel like this is different enough. So I'm gonna stick with that one for now. It's nice to have a darker shade in here as well, that it, like, you can definitely see the blue is not a dark blue when you look at this next to it. But this is the palette that I'm gonna be working with for now. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on how to use this. I actually think that the purple and this shade could look really well together. I could combine the pink with that as well, possibly even the blue one way or another. So I think I can get some use out of all of these together. The green definitely is in a different ballpark than the rest of them though, but I do like greens. It's still more of a blue tone green, so maybe it will work with some of this. Definitely will work with some of the other shades that I'm working on as well. So that is it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!